All right, and now it's time for our keynote on the free streaming revolution, premium content, unique audience signals, as well as measurable outcomes by a visionary leader who is definitely shaping the future of digital entertainment here in India. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the director and the head of Amazon MX Player. Please put your hands for Karan Bedi.
I'm here to talk to you about free streaming. It's a very large, it's a big complicated title out there, but I'll just stick to free streaming as what we're talking about. So the number one thing about free streaming is this. Streaming, video streaming, is the number one activity on smartphones in India. Right? This is bigger than social media, this is bigger than messaging, right? Which is a very, very big thing actually. And if you really start understanding the sort of depth of how this goes, you can see that it's more than half of it is in tier 2 towns. It's not just about tier 1 sort of, metros, but tier 2 towns as well. The second thing about streaming, given that this is an advertising conference, is that ads on streaming are very, very effective. They are significantly more effective than UGC video. And when I talk about streaming today, I think we'll talk about a bunch of different points within that. But it is very important to remember that when a customer is immersed in something, they are immersed in what the ad they are watching as well, when they are immersed in the content. The third big point is that we are finally at that point, at that cusp, where digital video advertising, digital surpassed TV a long time ago, but digital video advertising is now going to surpass TV within the next year. It could be 12 months, could be 15 months, could be 18 months, but within the next year, digital video advertising will surpass television advertising in India. With that, let me talk a little bit about Amazon MX Player. We've built our business on three very big pillars: differentiated reach, differentiated content, and differentiated ad solutions. Again, since we're in an advertising conference. Let me talk a little bit about, first, our reach. MX is one of the largest apps in the world. Certainly the largest app in India, but one of the largest apps in the world with more than 1.4 billion downloads. You'll find that barring a few of the preloaded apps, it's very rare to find this kind of a number anywhere. We have 250 million monthly active users in India, and we have more than 50% of SECA reach. So it's very large and very relevant reach. We are also distributed across all Amazon surfaces. So not just the MX apps on mobile, MX apps on CTV, but also available on the Amazon shopping app, as well as Prime Video. So again, diverse reach, large reach and diverse reach. The other very, very big thing is that it is differentiated reach from everybody else. About 17% of our audience is unique to Amazon MX versus the leading UGC and the other leading streaming service out there in the market. This is a very, very important point. So when you're thinking about actually getting to audiences, there is very high overlap between all the other streaming services. We have differentiated reach above and beyond the large UGC and other streaming services in the country. The last point I want to make about reach is that with good content, you get reach that is not just differentiated, but stable and evergreen. So even when large cricket events happen in the country, we all know what they are, we don't get affected. And that is a testament to what I'm going to talk about next, which is the quality of our content. Differentiated content. What do we mean by differentiated content? I'm going to start with basically, like I did with the reach, I'm going to start by saying that this is what Indians like to consume, right? And I think the big thing that OTT or streaming services did when they came about in India is they provided this diversity of content. So you are now seeing that obviously one of the biggest categories that you're seeing is drama, but you're seeing green shoots in the others as well. You're seeing romance, for example, is a big category that's catching up and we invest in. But this is what our customers watch and want to watch. So what do we do with this? We actually create content by studying all this, by talking to our customers, by seeing feedback, by going through analytics panels, and then creating the themes of our shows with very, very specific user and consumer needs. So for example, Inspire Me, right? These are stories that inspire our audiences to do something. Show Me an Exciting World. Like one of our biggest shows, in fact, probably one of the biggest shows in the streaming sector in India is Ashram, which is very much Show Me an Exciting World. I don't know how many of you have had a chance to see it, but it is definitely a very exciting world. So these are some of the things that we do when we look at content. It's not just about saying, hey, listen, we think the story is good, but how is the story relevant and immersive for our audience? After creating all these stories, we also structure them. And this is more relevant point for many of you in the room when you're thinking about how to interact with us and how to have your brands and your products present in our stories. And we'll tell you more about that. The structure of how we put these out is that obviously we've got certain big, large tentpole dramas. We've got reality TV. So we'll have multiple reality shows throughout the year that run daily for 30 days, 45 days, 60 days. And of course, we have this innovation of long format shows, where we have 40, 50, 60, 70 episodes in a year, not just the tentpoles that have 5 to 7 episodes or 10 episodes. And then, of course, we have Videsi, which is the leading selection of international content dubbed in Indian languages. We have the largest catalog of original shows in the country. In 2024, we had 37 shows coming out in India, 37 original shows, which is way higher than anybody else. And next year, or this year rather, we have over 100 new shows coming out in 2025. So we are putting our money where our mouth is. We've got differentiated reach. We are building and creating differentiated content. Some of the exciting things coming up this year: Rise and Fall. I think we've talked a little bit. One of the panels later on today will talk a little bit about it with one of the creators of Rise and Fall. We've got a series called Made in India, where we profile some of the leading consumer brands that have been built in India. The first one is Titan. And of course, we've got another very, very exciting show coming up as part of our tentpole series called Hunter, which we'll again talk a little bit about in one of the later panels today. The other innovation we're bringing in on content is microdramas. We'll talk a little bit more about this as well in the coming weeks, but around the corner is MX Fatafat. These are 1 to 2 minute episodes, 60 to 70 episodes per season, right? This is again, when a customer wants to spend 30, 40 minutes watching something, we have something for them. When they want to spend 5 to 10 minutes watching, we have something for them. But again, doubling down on our premise of premium entertainment, not UGC. That was our content. With all this reach and all this amazing differentiated content, how can we help you get your message across? The number one thing that we talk about is the trillions of Amazon shopping signals that we can leverage. Lots of different kinds of data to actually then create segments. So the big secret about, and you can create segments of any type. It's not just about a particular age or a particular kind of product, but we can create, these are just some examples of the segments that we can create. And there are just hundreds of these. There are unlimited number of segments we can create to actually help your product reach a relevant audience. And the way it works is that currently the way many people continue to buy media is using proxies. So today you'll say, listen, I have a particular product that appeals to let's say 25 to 45-year-old females in a particular kind of geography. What we can do is we can use a whole bunch of these signals and create a segment for you and say, listen, if you're selling a product to health-conscious young parents, we can get you health-conscious young parents. We can, and the ROI on that is significantly higher. You have almost 33% higher click-through rates. You have 20% higher, brand measures of all types. And you guys, you know many of these, but in a lot of the brand lift studies, up to 20% higher. And we've seen a 6% lift in brand favorability as a whole, beyond just your product. So we are able to take these proxies, we're able to create segments, and then we're able to deliver your product to the right relevant audience, which creates better outcomes for you. In addition to relevant audiences, we also have brought in innovations around the kind of ads that you can put forward. So for example, if you are what we call an endemic brand, which is someone that sells on Amazon, which is a lot of you, almost any product in the country, you can actually have the detailed page view come up underneath the video player. So not only is the user watching your ad, but can go through the details of your ad while they're watching and actually click add to cart, buy now. We also have, and we can do this even for non-endemic or brands that are not present on Amazon, for example, services. We also have immersive ads where we can take the essence of your product and bring it out in a manner that is impactful for your customer. So for example, what you see up there is a product that has citrus as part of its sort of main USP. We can actually work with you to bring that USP out and portray it in a manner that actually creates an impression or an immersion in the customer's mind. Beyond impact, when you have products or services that require evangelization or complex sets of features or complex USPs, which obviously many products and services have, we can actually work with you to integrate these into our stories, into our reality shows. And there is a large number of examples. I'm sure all of you are familiar with many of our shows and many others. But we can actually work with you to create and embed those products and those services and their benefits into our stories. And that again comes from something that only someone like us can do, where we can provide you with the reach, as well as creating content that is relevant for these audiences. And when you create that content, you're able to actually weave these things in. So in summary, we can provide you across the funnel. We can provide you very high awareness by getting your ads in front of a very large audience. This is via Amazon MX, Amazon DSP, and many, many other products in the ecosystem. We can actually then help you drive consideration by retargeting. You can actually advertise a product on Amazon and then use MX to retarget. You can actually create awareness on MX and use Amazon DSP to retarget somewhere. And of course, drive actual outcomes on and off Amazon. In our belief, this huge reach, integrated storytelling, and you need ad tech actually leads to high ROI. All of you here, advertisers, product owners, are businesses. All of you are looking for the best bang for your buck, and we believe we can provide that. And with that, we have this amazing content lineup coming up the rest of this year for the balance 6 months plus the festive season. We've got exciting products that we'll talk about a little bit in some other panels. So Rise and Fall, for example, we talk about a little bit, a very exciting reality show with Ashneer Grover. We've got the next season of Playground, a very long-running franchise on gaming entertainment. We've got a whole bunch of interesting young adult romances, young adult dramas, and of course, tentpoles like Hunter coming out. So very happy to work with you on many, many things and hopefully get your products and services in front of people in the right manner. And of course, it continues to be for us at Amazon still day one. Thank you very much.